Welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for the 4-6 human design profile. If you don't know what your profile is, there's a link in the description below for you to get your human design body graph. And, among the plethora of information on there about you and your specific design, you will find your profile. So, I should have actually cleaned up my space a little bit. I'm not doing the overhead view because my table is a mess. I do freelance work, and I use this table for that too, and there's stuff everywhere. So So that's why I'm not doing the overhead view this time around. You just get to see my face. So let's get you an oracle card, and then of course we'll get your tarot out. And how many cards was this? Too many? All right. Why do I feel like you've gotten this card before? I wonder if I should. Well, if I remember, I'll go back, because I know I used this deck before for these readings. I can't remember when that was, but I don't know. Anyway, you got the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I really should look. Let me see. Wouldn't that be crazy? I know somebody got it because I remember seeing it. Let's see. Where are we going? Hold, please. Oh, no, it was the 5-1. The 5-1 profile that got that. And the 4-1. Anyway, okay, well, let's get your tarot cards out. We have the Knight of Cups. Love that. The 4 of Swords. The Devil. The Devil has come out so many times. The Emperor. 2 more. The Chariot. 1 more. The Ace of Wands, which has also come out a good amount of times. And then the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Love a progression. The Ace of Wands to the 2 of Wands. 3 of Swords. 6 of Wands. 2 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Interesting. It feels this limbo or like whirlwind like type of thing. Let's see what this initiation card is talking about. All right. So you can look at this, and I will read this. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it. And one day soon, you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you to open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it. You're closer than you think. Whoop. Okay. Like everything's going to start falling. Like, kind of funny. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, just the imagery on this card, right? All this black and gray, darkness, kind of absence of any type of color, really, right? Until you go through this passage, this portal. And it's almost kind of like it's anything you can imagine it to be, we're really only limited by our own imaginations, right? And what we believe to be possible. So, if we let that expand, I don't know where that's coming from, but okay. So we start with the Knight of Cups. I have such a crush on this Knight of Cups. Like, this is definitely like my type of dude. Cups have to do with our emotions, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about our lives, how we feel about the people in our lives, what we're doing. Heart chakra, it's water, right? So knights are, they're the ones out there doing stuff, right? They're the ones that are all up in the mix. And the Knight of Cups generally is an offer coming in. I mean, we have this letter down here that I somehow focus on. There is a little heart on that sticker, but the Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor in the tarot. So this could be a person, of course. It could be an opportunity. I mean, it's literally like the energy of the card, right? So there is some type of offer or some type of opportunity that would be coming into you that is going to feel right. It's going to feel good. It might be, packaged really well. Like, it's kind of like one of those things of an opportunity that you can't really pass up in a certain capacity. There might be like perks that come along with it also. Even, their shoes have wings on them. So again, it's some type of message that's coming in, being delivered in some capacity. And it's almost like it comes in right on time. Because, if we think like knight in shining armor, we think coming to save the day, right? Like damsel in distress type of thing. And then this knight in shining armor like shows up just in the nick of time, And then it's paired with the Emperor. It could have something to do with leadership or being an authority in some capacity. The Emperor is attached to Mars, which is Aries. We have this ram up here. But I mean, they're literally sitting on Mars as their throne, and they're sitting on top of this chessboard holding a chess piece. So it feels like, taking calculated risks, strategizing, because that's a lot of, what chess is strategizing. Also, even like intuiting next steps. But, the Emperor is also, it's taking charge of your life, of what you're doing. It's a divine masculine, but not, the gender, but the energy of the thing. So, initiating, taking charge, right? Being an authority. Even, having that push of motivation from Mars. Where is Mars right now? I think Mars is still in Pisces, wherever Pisces is for you. It could also even be like discernment, because it is paired with the Knight of Cups, and Mars is like cutting, it also is like sharp objects type of thing. And I don't know why that's coming to mind, but it could be, again, discerning opportunities here. It could be cutting people out, which is interesting. I mean, it definitely could go that way, because if this is like just an act, like, I don't know why that's even coming through, where, it's like they present as a knight in shining armor, but really it's like foil or something. It's like an illusion. And I feel like, the Emperor there's like a confidence that comes with the Emperor too. I feel like it would be like one of those things of recognizing your own worth and really not even taking an offer if it doesn't meet your criteria of what you believe to be worth your time, your resources, your love, even your skill, and even too with this initiation, this rite of passage, crossing the threshold, even like growth in some capacity. And I mean, we have the Four of Swords after it. Swords have to do with our mindset, our thoughts, beliefs. It's divine truth and honesty. How are we communicating our thoughts, our beliefs, our truth? I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings, whether they're our stories or not, and whether they're true or not. But it becomes the reason why we do and don't do things. It's the filter that our experience, that we experience reality through. It goes through the filter of our ego. So the Four of Swords, though, is rest. It's healing. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's like stitches in this heart here. So there's some sort of whatever this Knight of Cups and the Emperor card is, there's an opportunity that it's going to heal something within you. Even just by taking charge, in the sense of like speaking up if you feel like you are not receiving what you believe you are worth or what you deserve, right? It's turning down an opportunity if you feel like it's, again, not meeting what you believe your worth, your time, your whatever is worth. And it's also like not saying yes to something out of like FOMO. It could be too that you have been in a state of quote unquote rest in some capacity, like, really focusing on your own healing, really mending your own heart in some capacity, like giving yourself the space and time to unpack the mental gunk, like really even take a look at your own ego and like what makes you who you are, your personality, your identity, why you do things. It's like, how did I become this person? It's like it's your childhood. What happened in there that created this story that I attach to myself or my reality or whatever, right? And is that true or not? If it's not true, what is true? So it's really being in this. I know this isn't a cocoon, it's a nest, but it's like even nesting, right? Like if you've been, really kind of holed up in your home, in your like comfy space, and really like unpacking all of that stuff, it could also be that. I love that there's like all these different messages coming up in your reading. I feel like your reading specifically has done that more than the other readings that I've done. It's like it could be this one thing, but then there's this thing way over here that it could also be. I love that. I think that's really cool. I love going on rides. I love going on tarot rides. So thank you for taking me on a journey. Speaking of journey, we have the Chariot, which is Cancer. And the Chariot is clearly moving forward quickly. So if you've been in a state of rest, that's going to change. But also, like, even, being in this energy, I mean, look at the difference of these two cards, right? It's like going from rest, sleeping, unpacking, healing, to like how that is going to propel you forward. This is also, we have a black and white horse here. This is also, the shadow part of us and the light part of us, like going in the same direction instead of splitting in half and chaos. But it's those two things now in alignment and working towards the same purpose, the same goal, going in the same direction. This person isn't even like really hanging on. This is also like divine guidance. There's been a lot of divine words. Well, I guess I've said it like twice, but it's literally allowing yourself to be guided to where you're going. It could be, just following your intuition, following your heart, because again, the Chariot is attached to Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. The Knight of Cups is also going to be guided by their heart. So again, right, following your intuition, following what feels good. This could also even be, it's like, if you've been in this for a while, it's because the energy was available and you knew that you needed to have that time, that space to heal, to unpack, to get your mind right? And now it's like, the energy is changing and things are going to start moving forward very quickly. So it's good that you've been in a period of rest, and hopefully you have been honoring that need for rest. It's interesting that next we have the Devil card. I wasn't even really looking that far ahead. This could have been what you are healing. Also, I don't know why I feel like the need to clarify this time around. And I think it might just be because the Devil card has actually come out a decent amount of times through this series of readings. We don't really see them that often, but this is the energy of the Devil, right? Like, it's not a bad card. I feel like, there's just negative connotations to the man-made, devil idea. I don't believe in that, but the Devil card talks about the things that control us, the hyperfixations, the obsessions, the addictions that we have, which of course can be to a substance, but it can also be our addiction to non-action or not making a decision, or distraction in whatever capacity that is, or numbing in whatever capacity that is, right? But this is also even like super ego. I feel like that's a thing. I can't remember exactly what the idea or like what the principle is of super ego, but it's like, because there's these strings attached to this soul here. And like I was saying, with the ego card, it's the ego card, the Four of Swords. Our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, and then those stories become part of our identity and our personality. And really, the strings that we attach to the past and how we felt. But it's interesting because in this card, it looks like they're giving it back. It's like you have an energy to take your power back, right? I love that, like, these two cards are on opposite ends of the reading. So there's this opportunity for you to cut, the strings and really take your power back. And also even to recognize that you have more control than you once maybe believed or even were aware of, because I think awareness is, awareness is the first step, right? And what's paired with the Devil card is the Ace of Wands, right? Like, yeah. It's like, having a zest for life again. Even, you know, I mean, this flame is at their third eye crown, you know, kind of area up in there. We got the colors of those chakras. There's also some blue over here, which is throat. So even, you know, communicating your passions, your ideas, your downloads, you know, whatever message that is, because wands have to do with action, the motivation behind the actions that we take, creativity, passion. How are we communicating those things? What actions are we taking towards those things? I also see wands as being like information, but in the form of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We figure out what works, we figure out what doesn't work, what do we like, what don't we like. And truly, I feel like the only way that's possible to figure out is by doing. You have to try it to even see if you like it. There's literally no way of thinking your way through that, because 9 times out of 10, you know, how we thought something was going to go, or maybe we thought we were going to love a thing. You know how many hobbies I've picked up because I thought I was going to love them, and I tried them and was like, fuck that. Right? You buy all this shit for it, and then you have to like sell it on Facebook for like pennies for what you paid for it. There really should be like a group for like trading hobbies. Anyway, so yeah, it's an ace, so it's something new, you know. And again, I mean, it could just be something coming back. It could be, you know, feeling alive again in some capacity. It could be, you know, if you've unpacked all this stuff, if now you take your control back, you feel like your soul is more in your body instead of just, you know, kind of out there, just like frolicking around, you know, trying to figure out a way to numb or suppress or deal with your stuff in some capacity, right? Then this is, it's almost like turning the light on, because look at just the difference in colors in these cards. I love that. I love that these two cards were even paired together. I love that these two cards show up at the end of the reading too, because it's like this progression, and maybe it all like happens because there is this offer, or even just a realization of something that you can even see it as a rite of passage. Like you can see that if you made a decision in a certain capacity, that it will allow you to like move through whatever this passage is. It's like, are the decisions that you're making getting you closer to this, or is it keeping you in this like black and gray, you know, kind of area? And then we move on to the Two of Wands, which is planning for the future. So you have this zest, this new flame, you know, throwing up. Don't throw up. Showing up, and now it's like, man, the possibilities of what I could do with this, right? This is, you know, I mean, they're even looking forward. They're holding on to that one wand, but there's also, you know, let's not forget that there's this second wand back there. So don't put all of your eggs necessarily in one basket, but also, you know, hold both wands and see if, you know, what ideas, what that's not the word that I want to use, like what possibilities, there it is, are possible with the thing. There's a globe here, there's like this little picture of this Volkswagen van. So again, planning for the future. What is possible? What do you want to do with this flame, with this, you know, desire, passion? What actions do you want to take? What experiences do you want to try? And then we have the Three of Swords. Again, you know, look at those strings attached. All the things we were talking about, swords. Threes have to do with disappointment, rejection, but, heartbreak too. But it's swords. So again, it's how those stories live in our minds. And since it's coming after the Two of Wands, it's like, don't allow this to stop you. And even, I mean, look at this. Two of Wands is looking at this Three of Swords. Again, I mean, there could be an opportunity to, there's still like, this healing that needs to happen here. But if you are, already even thinking about the future in terms of what hasn't worked out for you in the past, that's this. That's this. And we have an opportunity for this. This is new. So yeah, maybe, like in the past, the things that you have tried or the ideas that you had or whatever, like somehow ended up in disappointment. But it doesn't have to go that way every time. And if we are, again, like if we're approaching things, and not doing them because they didn't work out before, that was all just information. We figured out what didn't work. Okay, don't do it the same way. Don't go about it the same way. Don't even have the same mindset of it. And also, those little rejections, those little disappointments, they're going to show up on literally any journey, any path that we go on. It just is, and allowing those things to prevent us from moving forward, it's just like a killer of dreams, It's just a speed bump. It's just and again, it's information because we figure out what doesn't work, what we don't like. So we try something else. We pivot. There's this Cat Williams, I think it's Pimpin'. He was wearing the green, was it the green blazer? Anyway, I don't know now. Anyway, it's my favorite Cat Williams stand-up, which is funny why I can't remember. I want to say it's Pimpin'. But in that, he was talking about if something doesn't work, you try shit, it doesn't work, you change, you pivot, you try something else. If I can find the clip, I'll insert it. I feel like I have that clip somewhere. So if I do, but it's just a message about like not giving up, basically. And don't, because we have the Six of Wands after that. So, we have this Two of Wands looking at the Three of Swords, but then we have the Six of Wands. Sorry, this is like backwards and I'm like getting myself confused. And then we have the Six of Wands, which is victory, success, recognition. It could even be some capacity of like sharing your wounds, how, that's impacted you, and it would help other people, right? I love that. I'm gonna leave it there. And again, thank you for allowing me to go on this journey with you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.